and Zarco go for Martin at Pramac Ducati. 15-point lead. Bagnaia
it's out here in Spain. It's swallowed. It's gone wrong. Miller.
Morbidelli got second. Damian Mir is there for Johan Zarco. He's gone backwards. He was really
Miller as we head down the back straight on a bit of ground.
He's up into 11 in the Pedrosa corner, Steve. He was having a bit of a tussle there with Quartararo. So Fabio, a nightmare start for him.
Yeah, he looks pretty hurt there as well. Down into Marquez, Spain.
Steve again at turn 13. It's Marquez and Zarco.
Drama going on with Zarco. Bradl's in there with
Petrucci slip on through. So Rossi down in 19th place.
Two Suzuki's there.
For Binder here in Jerez.
Oh, twitch there from the Ducati of Pecco Bagnaia. They're side by side. They're closing up on Morbidelli as well.
Just blitzes on by down to the Pedrosa corner in turn 6. Quartararo with the hard work to do all over again. All that does.
He rejoins the race right at the very back. Podium chances have gone.
Easily done, Steve.
Jack Miller has done everything he wanted to do at the start of this one. Here comes Fabio Quartararo up the inside of Bagnaia into turn 3.
Quartararo's done to Bagnaia what Morbidelli's not yet been able to do to Jack Miller. In fact, Morbidelli's not really been close enough. Slip up the inside into turn 1. That was smart and savvy by Quartararo.
Rins has got through on Taka Nakagami, so the Suzuki
9 men back to Vinales. There's a second between Vinales and Zarco, who after that really early interesting
with the Yamahas as Rins goes really
for the word for it. Pure and utter disaster for Alex Rins in terms of his championship charge. He buckled when he was hounding and harassing.
There's 3 gone down already here in the Spanish Grand Prix. There's Aleix Espargaro. That's fine, that'll do. 5th place for now.
He was committed there. He tried to save it, didn't he? But gravity just took over.
Here comes Quartararo up the inside of Franco.
And Aleix Espargaro, the brink of the podium early on here in Jerez. Brilliant by Aleix Espargaro.
Quartararo then now eyes Jack Miller for 20. Around turn 5 we go. We just saw there Marc Marquez. He's still in 14th place. Quartararo though, he's closing up on the tail here of
group involving Paul Espargaro, Bradl and Marc Marquez, those trio of Hondas that were really all over him. He's been able to pull away and he's now quicker than your race leaders.
Joan Mir might need to find a way through on Nakagami shortly because Fabio Quartararo is closing.
Miller will know that as well. Here Quartararo, look at the corner speed he carried through 12. Absolutely brilliant. Superb. That was all set up through Quartararo leads.
Here comes Miller though with the power of the Ducati, but he's not strong enough on the brakes to get through. Now there's big question.
Spanish Grand Prix and Andalusia Grand Prix last year, nobody saw which way Quartararo went. Almost nearly 4/10 clear of Jack Miller, and that's only going to get bigger now. Mir's wide, well wide. Clap of the race, 38.114. We saw one of those aero wings snap off when he hit the deck. It's not affecting his pace, but 3 and 4 where the Yamaha just comes into its own. It'll stretch its legs. Miller just has not got the corner speed. The Ducati's been not weak, but no, he just cannot match it. Simple as that.
No, and that's why Joan Mir here was desperate to get past Nakagami. He can see that the picture in the landscape
just pushed into that area because you're right. He could see Quartararo moving away at the front.
A 37.7 is an outright lap record.
Get to the front early on, clear track, daylight ahead of you, head down, hammer down, off you go, and straight away half a second
for Aprilia in MotoGP.
Right now, where's he programming his brain? Quartararo was a little bit scrappy coming out of turn 7. Got to be careful with the exceeding track limits. Fraps knows at the back of his mind there's nothing he will have for Fabio Quartararo.
Well, in the past, Jack Miller has bitten off more than he can chew, but at the back end of season, he would take a podium all day long.
It's not even close, is it, right now? On that last lap, Fabio Quartararo was the only man in the 30. Miller, to his credit, to his enormous credit, under the pressure that he's under, he said he's in the trenches. Well, he's digging himself out of it big time right now.
He's moved up ahead of Stefan Bradl as he chases the top 10. Just a couple of places behind these guys. Bastianini is coming through. He's up in
Rossi 17th, but that's only because the likes of Rins and Binder and Alex Marquez have dumped it in front of him. So nothing was on the factory KTM so far this year. Aleix Espargaro just in a little bit hot, trying to nick a bit of time back on the brakes on that Aprilia
where he's losing the time, but he is trying to keep his claws stuck into Quartararo. He's not letting him
gap to Franco Morbidelli, who in turns about 3.
That's Aleix Espargaro. Now Aleix Espargaro will be bargaining that maybe the likes of
Morbidelli's digging deep as well. A 37.993 is a PB lap from the Italian 3rd place. The only 3 men in the
just behind these guys, Taka Nakagami. Now Nakagami with Pecco Bagnaia is using the speed of his
in the not too distant future in terms of 3rd place for Pecco Bagnaia. He's got a long way
up into 10th ahead of teammate Paul Espargaro.
Yeah, 38.4, Steve. That's brilliant speed. That's only 3.
around these fast right-handers here at Jerez. Spectacular speed through turns 11 and now 12 up towards turn 13. Bagnaia not track on that, but for now we'll keep our eyes on this one. Bagnaia just cannot get on turns on the exit of the corner, so far
More with that fourth sector where he can use that agility. And turn 13, he's entered the pits as well. Is that game over for Binder today, or is he going to get back on and try and salvage something? But what's been a very that turn 13 spill he's just had was slightly more tame and sedate than one he had there last year, because that was a monster. The first corner and then high side, didn't he? I'm not sure if he did, maybe he did.
He went straight on, didn't he, into turn 5 in the first race,
and then in the second one he'd already hit Oliveira, so no obvious damage. But after a big crash yesterday at turn 5, 3 crashes this weekend.
Lapping in the last lap, came on strong in the first 3 races. Nakagami's right tucked up behind him as well. At the moment, an answer to Franco Morbidelli, and of course Jack Miller. What's happened here at the front? Horrendously wrong for Fabio Quartararo here.
Yeah, I mean, Miller out of nowhere just found 7/10 of a second. What's happened then? Morbidelli lost all of his exit speed, and that allowed Bagnaia to come on through.
Confusing.
Remember, it was a couple of years as he was cruelly denied a maiden MotoGP podium.
Well, it would be cruel again if it was something mechanical.
Fabio fading, or was he to save time? It doesn't happen.
A 39.2.
Yeah, what he's got has never won a dry MotoGP.
Well, though, from Jack, he's not one for Ducati, of course, either. And after everything that's happened in the last...
I have no idea. All I know is I can't believe how good is Jack riding it.
Couldn't agree more, Simon. And when you take into account as well the pressure that's been building on that man as well.
It's not the first time he's done that either. Wow. Well, this is about to... I mean, this is plummeting off a cliff.
This really is like freebasing, isn't it?
I mean, Watty so down in the dumps, but he said he was going to dig deep. He's dug deep before.
That they overheated the front tyre. Basically, not to be the problem here.
He's not going to be in the top 10. Thanks again.
This is not over, Matt, at the front either. Jack Miller's got a 2-second buffer at the moment with 7 laps to go. Surely
he's just a passenger. Nothing he can do.
You have to feel for him, don't you? You just have to
look at that, attacking the late Spargo.
Nakagami, take a bow.
Bit of Pufuera around the outside, Lorenzo style, into turn 5, and he goes straight
deep there with Nakagami, and Mir has picked up Aleix Espargaro as well. He was caught napping there. Mir now will just fly on the cards.
He's potentially easily eases on through. Ferraro fans, Marc Marquez.
Well, he won't believe it, will he?
Well, a drop back to the extent that Fabio Quartararo has. I mean, at the moment, the guy is doing...
Quartararo, you really do. It's unfair. This is how it looks at the moment. I mean, that's going to go.
What do we say? Quartararo will be in the 41s very quickly. That's exactly where he is, right? 3 seconds. Incredible. This man. Can Morbidelli work a way through on Pecco Bagnaia, but Quartararo is not going to be able to defend. 4 to go.
Just 4 laps away from what would be such an emotion.
The schooner's ready because your son is about to set the world on fire here in Spain.
It's not over the 13. He's got 4.4 kilometres left.
Thriller Miller, and it's been a thriller flash here in Jerez.
He was brought in along with Pecco Bagnaia to take victories. You have to when you're a factory rider. It's been a long... I can't believe how calm he looks. But it's just half a lap left now for Miller. Number 43, what a ride!
I've got to be honest, Matt, deep into the night there on Sunday evening. What about the Miller family?
The Aussie, he's done it! Miller wins in the MotoGP race here in Jerez, and it's a techno anthem ready, and get the beers out. What a day for Jack! Further back, Nakagami takes 4 ahead of start.
What did happen to Fabio Quartararo? He finished 13th. We'll digest that one later. Take nothing away, though,
from not seeing a more popular rider in the paddock. You'll see everybody pulling out of their garages to congratulate this dude.
What looked like a certain race win. A dream day in Spain for the factory Ducati team. Their first win here in 15 years.
There you go. Look, get your shoe.
An ecstatic Gigi Dall'Igna.
Jack Miller, everyone peeling out. There's Sam Lowes. They're good buddies as well. Alex Lowes as well.
Such Miller's career. Saved his career. Gave him that Moto3 ride
Remy
back
Gardner,
in 2014.
Fellow Aussie going over to congratulate him as well.
It either goes brilliant, believe it. They cannot believe it. Absolutely brilliant scenes. That's what it means. There's been this build-up of Ducati's MotoGP.